Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and good evening everyone. I am Narmin Liwalag, so I am group 7. I am the first reporter, so I'm going to discuss the learners with special needs. So the first is intellectual disabilities. So intellectual disability involves significant limitation in both intellectual functioning and adaptive behavior, impacting reasoning, problem solving, and practical skills. So, students with intellectual disability may struggle with learning, communication, social skills, and managing emotions. So, meaning intellectual disabilities is these are the students have a cognitive issue or mental issue, yung may mga sira sa cognitive nila, yung may sira sila sa mental nila na ang hirap nila mag-focus or ang hirap nila maka-learn. And also, nahihirapan din sila makikipag-communicate or pag-socialize. So, these are the characteristics of intellectual disability. So, the first is difficulties in reasoning, planning, and problem solving. So, ito yung nahihirapan sila mag-plan and also yung pag-solve ng mga problem. And number 2 is the challenges in understanding complex ideas and learning from experience. So, and also nahihirapan din nila ma-understand yung mga complex na idea. So, and also we have slower pace in developing learning skills, deficits in relating information to new situations, and also delays in literacy in math skills. So, and also napakabagal yung also we have teaching strategies napakabagal yung pagde-develop ng learning skills nila. And also we have difficulty provide more time in practice on relevant stimuli use visual cues and regulation. So na predictable din schedules. Ang hirap din nila ma-absorb yung mga learning into small manageable steps. So I will give an example here in intellectual disabilities. For example is the students have a intellectual disabilities. She or he struggle with math. So ang challenge doon is nahihirapan siya mag-count she don't know how to count money. So the teacher should help the teacher use real money or real coins to show to student how to count money. So they practice it together with a student every day until ma-learn na nung student yung kung paano mag-count ng mga money or coins. So the result is the student know how to count money. So also we have intervention in accommodations. So intervention in accommodation is this is the program or strategies in uses in education to support the students with special needs. So ito yung mga strategies or program na para ma-improve yung mga learning skills or performance ng mga learners. So we have an example, technology support, utilizing computer programs, digital recorders or smart pens smart pens can be beneficial. Presenting class material with more visuals or recordings can also help. And also we have individualized education program, an IEP outlines specific education goals, accommodations, and support services tailored to the students' unique needs. So also we have learning disabilities. Learning disabilities are neurologically based processing issues that affect specific academic skills such as reading, writing, or math. These disabilities are not indicative of lack of intelligence. So, meaning these learning disabilities is ito yung mga learners na may neurological issues. Yung nahihirapan sila mag-control sa sarili nila. So, these are the common learning disabilities. The dyslexia, its primary impacts reading, affecting the ability to recognize and blend sound and words, read fluently, and spell accurately. Also, we have dysgraphia, can affect writing abilities, leading to difficulties with grammar, spelling, handwriting, and organizing written expression. Ito yung nahihirapan silang mag-organize sa writing nila. So this, and also we have this dyscalculia. It's impact mathematical skills, hindering basic calculations, and problem solving. So these are the strategies for supporting learners with learning disabilities. So we have implement multi-sensory instruction to engage multiple senses. So it's very important because it helps students make connections and retain information more effectively by using different sensory pathways. So like for example, using visual aids like charts and diagrams. So, and number 2, break lesson into smaller, manageable parts. Use explicit systematic teaching methods with clear instructions, and provide extended time for assignment and test. Offer graphic organizers to help students organize thoughts before writing. Use assistive technology such as text-to-speech tools. Provide regular quality feedback and positive reinforcement. So I will give an example here in learning disabilities. For example, the student has dysgraphia, making writing hard. So the challenge is the student handwriting is messy and he or she has trouble organizing his thoughts on paper. So the teacher's help is the students use computer to type his idea or his assignment instead of writing by hand. So the tools used is computer with word processing software, graphic organizers to plan his writing. So the students can express his idea more clearly because he used a computer to express his idea. So the result is his writing is easier to read. Mas mababasa yung sulat niya kasi gi-type niya yung sulat niya sa computer para mas clear yung para mas ma-express yung idea niya doon.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum and good day, Ma'am Melba, and to my classmates who can watch this video. So I am Princess Narima Kasidar from the Bachelor of Elementary Education, and now I am going to discuss my report, which is the Gifted and Talented Learners. So before we can start to our lesson, here's our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to differentiate between gifted and talented abilities, identify gifted and talented students and understanding their unique needs, differentiate strategies to support their intellectual development. Okay, so dito po ang sinasabi dito na, or for the introduction, sinasabi po dito na ang education is right, not a privilege. So, education po ay para sa lahat ng tao or walang pinipiling tao mapamayaman, mapamahirap, mapamatanda, or bata, may pakapansanan or normal na tao. So, dito po sa gifted and talented learners, ang tinutukoy po dito is mga special childs na may iba't iba silang kakayahan and talino sa larangan ng edukasyon. Through they are a special child, marunong din sila or may katalinuhan din sila, talent silang tinataglay. So, what are the gifted and talented learners? So, gifted and talented learners are students who exhibit advanced performance or potential beyond their peers in specific areas such as intellectual, creative, or artistic domains or in particular academic fields like science or math. So, dito po sa gifted and talented learners is eto yung mga bata na kung saan sila yung mabilis na natututo, may mga skills sila or kakayahan silang tinataglay, although they are special child, but yung katalinuhan nila ay yung kadetermine nila is minsan or kadalasan hindi natin makikita sa mga normal people na nag-aaral. Because sinasabi nila dito na even they are special child, magaling sila sa mga academics, may mga talent sila, like for example, mga sports, mga music, or etc. So, ano nga ba yung pagkakaiba ng gifted and talented learner? Okay, so, ang gifted refers to students with extraordinary abilities in one or more academic areas such as math or English. So, ang gifted is eto po yung mga bata na magaling sa academics. Like for example, mga math, or English, science, or any subject na related po sa academics. While ang talented naman po refers to students with exceptional skills in specific practical areas, including art, music, design, sport, or creative and performing arts. So, dito naman po sa talented is, eto naman yung mga bata na magaling sila sa mga arts, sport, music, or any ano na related sa mga music or dance na yun po yung pagkakaiba nila. So, nakita natin yung gifted is about sa academics, while sa talented naman is more on sa mga singing or arts. So, ano nga ba? So, dito po sa next slide is papakita ko po yung isang example ng gifted. Although, hindi po siya learner, but makaklassify natin siya as gifted because isa siyang autism child and also, isa rin siyang bata. Okay, so, here's the video.
Kinilabutan daw ang mga magulang ng batang si Marco dahil sa mga numerong kanyang na-type sa computer. Mag-aapat na taong gulang pa lang ang bata at non-verbal o hindi nakakapagsalita dahil sa kanyang autism. Hindi pa siya pumapasok sa eskwelahan. Kaya laking gulat daw ng tatay at nanay ni Marco nang madiskubre nilang kayang mag-mental math ng kanilang anak.
20 plus 12.
Hoy, mama!
132 plus 12.
Plus 12. Ano, nag-iisip pa tayo, nakukuha niya na.
Nagkakaroon pa ako Siya hindi nun.
Kwento ni Daddy Mark Anthony, isang taong gulang pa lang si Marco ay nakitaan na nila ito ng pagkahilig sa mga numero. Pero hindi pa.
Okay, so nakita natin kung ano yung example ng gifted. Isang bata 4 years old, imagine he just 4 years old. Also, hindi pa siya nakakapag-aral. So nakita natin yung kung ano yung kakayahan niya na kaya na niyang mag-solve ng mga basic maths. Also, he is 4 years old only and also he has a autism. So dito naman po sa second video is eto naman yung example ng talented. So ano nga ba yung example na ito?
Do Instagram. Oh, that's I like that one. Do Facebook.
Thanks.
Ooh, do TikTok. TikTok.
Okay, so nakita na natin yung pagkakaiba. Yun yung nakita niyo example ng talented. So nakita natin yung pagkakaiba ng gifted and talented. Sa gifted is more on about sa academics, like yung mga subjects. While sa talented naman is from the word talent, at yung mga talent ng mga bata. So, diba nakikita natin na, or kadalasan itong nangyayari sa mga kadalasan sa panahon po natin ngayon, karamihan na sa mga may skills is yung mga special childs. Although, hindi pa nila naipapakita dahil minsan sila nadi-discriminate na kung saan doon nila kinakatakot na ilabas yung mga talents nila. And also, dito po sa mga gifted and talented learners is kadalasan po itong nangyayari sa mga schools na kung saan sila yung mga nag-a-adapt ng mga students na may mga disabilities. Although yung mga teachers na sila yung mga nagpapaaral sa mga bata, sila yung may mga schools na like yung para sa mga special child lang. So, dito naman tayo sa identifying gifted and talented students and understanding their unique needs. So, gifted and talented students learn faster thinking, think deeper, and show advanced skills in areas like academics, arts, or leadership. So, dito po, sinasabi dito na yung mga gifted and talented learners learn faster, nakakaisip sila ng mabilis, nakakapag-isip sila ng mabilis, think deeper, na dito naka-create yung mga critical thinking nila, although they are mga child na may mga special child na sila yung mga doon natin makikita yung mga talent nila na okay, mga special child na ang gagaling nila hindi lang sila mga matalent kundi magaling din sila sa academics. So advanced skills in areas like academics, art, or leadership. Kaya rin nilang makipagtagisan or kaya rin nilang ipakita yung pagiging leader. Also, kaya nilang kaya nga nung pinanood natin kanina yung about sa talented na magaling mag-drawing yung bata. May autism din yung bata na yun. So, nakita natin ang galing niya. Marunong siya mag-drawing, marunong siya mag-create, although he is just a young boy. So, they are often curious, creative, and highly motivated. So, sila yung mga bata rin na kapag tinuturuan sila, gusto nilang mas nakaka-learn pa sila, curious sila, gusto nila kapag may tinuturo sa kanilang teacher, nag-aas sila, bakit, ganito, paano nakuha po, like, for example, ganon. So, arts or leadership, magaling sa mag-drawing. So, teachers can identify them through their quick understanding. Na-identify ng teacher na mabilis natututo yung mga bata kapag sila ay highly motivated, kapag sila ay curious sa isang lesson na tinuturo sa kanila, and also na mabilis silang nakaka-catch up kapag may ibinigay na isang discussion sa teacher na gi-ask niya yung mga students niya. And understanding, strong interest, may strong interest sila, and unique ideas. These students need more challenging tasks. Sila yung mga students na gusto rin nilang bigyan sila ng mga mahihirap na task para mas lalo silang ma-challenge and matuto. So, encouragement and support to develop both their talents and emotional well-being. Okay, so, lastly naman is differentiation strategies to support their intellectual development. So, to support gifted and talented students, so dito po, para tulungan yung mga gifted and talented students, yung teachers is gagawa siya or magbibigay siya ng iba't ibang paraan ng pagtuturo. So, like giving advanced or more challenging activities, gaya nga na sinabi ko kanina, pagbibigay ng mga mas challenge na activities or mga tinuturo sa kanila kasi minsan dyan na-challenge yung mga bata. And also, pwede rin magbigay yung teacher ng group work na kung saan nakaka-create sila ng nakapag-brainstorming sila. May mga, okay, so, tatandaan natin, even they are special child na gaya nga na sinabi ko, kaya nilang makipagsabayan sa mga normal na tao. Kayang-kaya nila yan. Like, di ba alam natin na minsan alam natin na sa collaboration nangyayari na natututo rin yung isang learner kasi nakaka-create siya ng idea na pwede niyang i-share sa mga kasama niya. So, dito, allowing independent projects and offering choices and learning tasks, they can also use flexible grouping, gaya nga yung grouping na sinasabi ko kanina, enrichment programs, and faster-paced lesson. These strategies help students stay motivated, think critically, and fully develop their intellectual abilities. So, kapag may nangyayari mga groupings or especially mga maraming activities, nakaka-learn din dyan yung bata. Why? Gaya na sinabi ko, nakaka-create sila ng ideas na pwede na lang i-share sa iba't ibang groups nila, sa classmates nila, and also sa teachers din nila. So, nakita na natin kung ano yung pagkakaiba ng gifted and talented. Yung gifted is ito yung mga bata or mga learners na magaling and may kahusayan, may talino sila sa mga academics like yung math, English, science, or any subject na related po sa academics. While ang talented naman po is ito naman yung mga learners na magaling sila sa mga arts, sport, music, poster, dance, so any skills na nipapakita nila through psychomotor. So, nakita na natin kung ano yung pagkakaiba nila. So, and that's all for my video po. Thank you.